In the previous episode, Sean Strickland is the perfect style and is going to dismantle, shut down, embarrass, break, and finish Anthony Hernandez at the weekend. Now listen, I'm not one to, gloat or anything like that, but I got this one pretty fucking spot on. Sean Strickland was always the perfect style. Sean Strickland was always going to win, but there was a bit of a plot twist. Sean Strickland finishing anybody in any fight is always blockbuster insanity. But I said it before and I'll say it again. I just didn't see it with Fluffy in the build-up. But let's get into this full breakdown of the card. But before we get into it, boys, the road to 5k has begun. Please like, subscribe, all that good shit. The channel is popping at the moment. It means more than you will ever know. But let's get into it. So, to not my surprise, but to a lot of people's surprise, Sean Strickland was able to get the job done against Anthony Hernandez last night in what was, I wouldn't say a dominant performance by any means, but what was a very impressive, very necessary performance in Strickland's career at this moment in time in Sean Strickland's career. If he had lost to Fluffy, it would have been an absolute disaster, but I just knew it. I watched Anthony Hernandez's fights back, and I wasn't that impressed. I saw the Brendan Allen fight and thought, you lost the first. Brendan Allen hates winning. It just wasn't clicking for me. And I just looked at Strickland and I thought, nobody's held you down. Nobody's submitted you. Nobody's really made you look weak on the ground to make me pick Anthony Hernandez. And Strickland, as much as he lost to Pereira, as much as I think he would lose to Khamzat Chimaev, I have no doubt in my mind that would be easy for Khamzat. I think everyone's easy for Khamzat at the middleweight, to be honest. I just thought Fluffy was a bit fluffy, like he was a bit soft or something. I thought his hand movement was slow. I thought he was beating quite lower level competition. And then when he fought Brendan Allen, it just kind of seemed like he had finally fought someone decent. He had finally fought someone good. And Allen let that slip so bad. He won the first. Sean Strickland was never going to grapple in this fight. And everyone got caught up in the hype train of Anthony Hernandez. Everyone got caught up in the fluffy submission, fluffy highlight reels, and it's easy to forget how good Strickland is because of the Dricus fight. Let's not forget, this guy's only lost to Dricus. He lost to Pereira. Not really many other people. Cannonier was a bit of a robbery. But this is the guy that beat Israel Adesanya. This is the guy that beat Paulo Costa. This is the guy that put it up to Dricus extremely, extremely well and arguably could have won. I probably would lean towards Dricus in the first fight. It's easy to forget about the wins and the close fights that he's had and kind of pick him. He lost to Pereira, he lost to Dricus twice, got shut down in the last fight. But Pereira's a striker, and Dricus was striking, and Fluffy just was walking forward a lot. Fluffy wasn't really engaging that much with Strickland. I never thought Fluffy had success on the feet at moments, but Strickland's counters were kind of working well. Strickland was moving back a lot, and I thought that was really working wonders for him. I thought Strickland moving back set up every single shot that he needed to. But Anthony Hernandez, bro, where were your takedowns? Where was your shots? You just kind of paddled around for kind of 3 rounds, and then Strickland kind of just caught you and kind of took over. I never really saw a sharp double-legger. Very little cage control from Anthony Hernandez. He fell in love with his hands in this fight, and I don't even necessarily say it was a case of Strickland used, kind of stuffed all the takedowns and was able to kind of keep Anthony Hernandez off him that way. That's why Fluffy had to strike. It wasn't kind of fucking any of that. Like, Fluffy was just there walking forward, landing on Strickland sometimes. But look at the strikes. Strickland's output is second to none. Oh, like, I think him and Max Holloway are number 1 and 2 in the UFC current or maybe history. And the jab was working perfectly. It didn't really teep that much, but the right hand was landing as well the odd time. But Strickland was just landing so much jabs, nice kicks. Him moving backwards was really kind of fucking with Anthony Hernandez, because I felt Hernandez wasn't able to get combinations going simply because Strickland was throwing so much. He was playing a lot of defense in this fight. But I never saw like a sharp double leg or a sharp single leg. He didn't really engage with the grappling. He was just walking forward. And I just thought, I called it so perfectly. I may have said 4th round finish. That's the kind of only difference. But I knew when Fluffy kind of like realized Strickland, how good Strickland was at being able to keep it standing, how good Strickland was at range. That's when he was going to struggle big time. And listen, I like Anthony Hernandez. I don't necessarily want to see Anthony Hernandez leave. I don't want to see Anthony Hernandez get out of the sport or anything like that. But you need to work on so much stuff. It's easy to beat the Brendan Allens who just hate winning. Brendan Allen hates winning. He hates it. He can't stand
the idea of winning a fight. For some odd fucking reason, he should have beaten Imavov. I think Anthony Hernandez could... I don't even think he would beat Imavov. Maybe Brendan Allen is his ceiling, because Allen is quite high in the rankings now. And for Strickland, it's an interesting kind of position to be in, okay? Because you're not necessarily the number one contender. You got your rematch against Strickland after a very lackluster win against Paulo Costa. I would love to see Sean Strickland versus Brendan Allen. I think that's the fight to make. I think stylistically that would be a sick fight. I think Strickland would win, but Brendan Allen's sharper on the feet than Fluffy. It was the grappling that those two were engaging in that kind of won Fluffy the fight. But I'm just more disappointed in Anthony Hernandez. I didn't see it, bro. I didn't see it in the build-up. You know, he fucking ragdolled Rome Delizzi. You have a very... I just don't think people understood. Like, I remember Bisping was saying he had shades of, like, GSP or someone along those lines when I was rewatching the Brendan Allen fight. He lost the first round. Brendan does very well in the first round, and it kind of fucks every single fight up ever. It's ridiculous. But there was none of that. No grappling exchanges. I do kind of feel like Fluffy does his best work with the grappling when he has a dance partner that also grapples. Brendan Allen. You know, Rome Delizzi, that was a filthy standing rear naked, a dragging rear naked choke. It was absolutely filthy. I feel like he'd struggle even with a Paulo Costa. I feel like a lot of these guys that can keep him off, can keep Fluffy off them, keep at range, and can he keep on their feet. I think they're going to give Fluffy a fucking world of problems, to be honest with you. I just don't think Anthony Hernandez is that good. I didn't see it in the fights in the build-up. I thought he was struggling way too much. I didn't see his ability to get people down. I just didn't. And I knew Strickland had extremely good takedown defense. And I just thought he'd be able to overwhelm him, and that's exactly what happened. Now, Sean Strickland finishing someone is quite a rare sight. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, I'd seen Sean Strickland knock out this guy. But someone that's pressuring Adesanya and breaking him mentally that way through pressure and forward movement is an incredible striker. Sean Strickland, people just kind of forgot that this dude is actually the third best middleweight in the world. And that's a hard thing to do. That's a fucking hard thing to do. He beat Imavov on short notice as well, and I think he jabbed the face off of Imavov. Anthony Hernandez mightn't even beat Baraujo. I probably would lean towards Baraujo in that fight. People that can just stay standing are going to be Anthony Hernandez. And listen, Strickland's defense is good. I don't think Strickland's defense is incredible. You know what I mean? I don't think so. I think Anthony Hernandez might have success with like a Whitaker, but Whitaker might be moving up to 205, so I don't really know what the story is with him. But all in all, it was quite a good performance from Strickland. There was boring moments. Overall, it was quite entertaining. I really enjoyed the exchanges. I do think Strickland just... Maybe he needs a good dance partner to really entertain. But if you let Strickland play his game, he'll play it all day, bro. That's the thing about Sean Strickland. He's quite effective on the feet. He's quite sharp. His movement's decent. He moves back a lot. And I feel like when Drickus sharted in, like zapped in, like he was a fucking... I don't know, he was just sprinting in. It's hard to counter off that because you're very in a defensive mindset. But when Fluffy was kind of walking forward like this, it just allowed Sean to go to work. It gave openings for Strickland. And I think Fluffy's game plan was awful. I think it was terrible. By the way, terrible. We don't even have a co-main for Holloway versus fucking Oliveira, which is crazy to me. We don't even have a co-main event. Moicano has been taken off the card. Makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. But the rest of the card, tough night in the office here for Jeff Neal. Very, very tough night at the office for him. Landing three total strikes. Picked Jeff Neal in this fight. I thought he was going to be a little bit sharper, but three significant strikes. This was a whitewash. This was an absolute whitewash, to be honest with you. And you know, the rest of the card, Dan Ige, seeing Dan Ige get slumped out by Costa was actually quite an experience. I didn't think Costa was all that good in the lead up, and I thought Dan Ige might be able to get it done. I'm pretty sure I did pick Costa. Overall, this was actually a sick card. Another good scrap. Where is the Michel Pereira fight? Because that was an absolute robbery of the highest order. It's not here for some reason. Jordan Levitt. Okay, I want to talk about this a little bit. Spanking someone in the cage is not cool. Spanking someone in the cage is fucking weird. Okay, I know Jordan Levitt's sus and he's fruity and all that. That's fucking weird. That's fucking gay as fuck. Okay, we don't need that in the UFC. You don't need to be spanking people in the cage. That's gay as fuck. Okay, it's absolutely gay as fuck. And I thought it was hella weird. I thought it was hella fucking weird. But overall, I actually thought this was a sick card. I thought this was an absolute sick card. There we go, Michel Pereira. I thought Michel Pereira lost. I don't know. That was an absolute robbery, to be honest with you. But the rest of the card, Jacob E. Smith is a bit of a fucking beast. I'm going to be keeping my eye on him. He's a fucking tank. Sergey Spivak as well. That was a pretty good win. Kind of did what he had to do. Landed a good few strikes. Just a little bit sharper, to be honest with you. But overall, I was very happy with the card. I thought this was incredible matchmaking. I thought the matchmaking for this was fucking spot on for this main event. But I just didn't see it from Fluffy in the build-up, bro, and I was right. I just didn't see the ability to keep people down at a high level. And listen, he needed that Reign of the Ritter fight before getting in there with a Sean Strickland. He needed that, bro. You can't go from Roman Talissi to Sean Strickland. How many times do we have to see people, doing well against the bottom and just going straight to the top? You have all these rankings for a reason, bro. And a lot of these guys are in the right ranking. Yeah, they have a number beside them that's meant to be there. Like, it's correct. Okay, and Strickland's one of the best in the world. It's going to take something, I wouldn't even say something special. Like, I think Hamzat would beat him, and I think Dricus beat him twice, so you're going to have to go with Dricus there. But Brendan Allen versus Sean Strickland makes a lot of sense, and I think the winner of Barao versus Ordior should get Anthony Hernandez in maybe a main card opener of a big pay-per-view or something like that, because he's still a name. He's still, it's not like Anthony Hernandez is written off here, okay? Like, just needs to learn about actually implementing the best part of your game, which is the grappling. You don't want to go down the Brendan Allen hole of your elite, your world class, you're good everywhere, but you cannot win. You just hate winning. You simply refuse to win. But let me know what you think about this down below, boys, and thanks for watching.